The ability to handle high pressure moments in a game is the number one mental skill that makes the difference between a good athlete and an elite one. As a sports mindset coach, in the past 2 years, I've helped athletes from various sports to perform under pressure so that they can achieve their goals, including winning world titles. And in this video, I'll tell you exactly how you can master this skill so that you too can play at your best under pressure. And to do so, I'll walk you through the 3 key moments that you need to prepare for. And at the end, I'll give you a bonus tip that takes no time and no extra training to implement. So if I was to ask you, what does it mean to you to play at your best under pressure? Probably you start thinking about those top elite athletes, seeing them how they perform in key games under pressure. Athletes such as Lamine Yamal, Ronaldo, Messi. Probably you are picturing them playing in high pressure games such as UEFA Champions League, Worlds qualifiers, or even Worlds finals. And you start thinking of them, seeing them, how they perform in those key moments. You see them being composed. You see them offering key passes, clean passes, taking that ball, running ahead with the ball, scoring goals. Probably that's kind of your image of playing at your best under pressure. But the performance of those athletes that you see on telly takes a lot more effort and preparation well in advance before that game. They know the importance of preparation for the game. That being said, if you too want to perform at your best under pressure in those big games, you need to prepare yourself for 3 key moments for that game. The first key moment is the hour before the game. For example, taking the most recent game that happened, Copa del Rey, Barcelona versus Real Madrid. For that game, there was actually big talks on telly and commentators talking about Lamine Yamal. Commentators all over the internet, they were talking about how calm he is. Lamine Yamal was seen joking, laughing with his teammates, listening to music, dancing around an hour before the game starts. Commentators all over the internet, they were saying, how is it possible for him to be so calm before such a big game? Well, it looks like Lamine Yamal, he knows the secret. He knows that in that hour before the game, you don't get ready. You are ready. Your mindset is already in the game. So, how can you prepare for the hour before the game? You have to anticipate pressure and prepare for it. You have to create a plan. How are you going to respond if you start feeling the pressure, if you start getting nervous and anxious, if you start thinking of making mistakes? What is going to happen if you're not going to play well? What is going to happen if you're going to lose this game? The second key moment that you need to prepare for is the moment during the game, and more specific, the moments when you notice that you are making multiple mistakes. Making multiple mistakes in a game is a clear sign that you are affected by the pressure of the game. And to do so, you have to develop the most important skill, and that is awareness. You have to become aware of your body and your mind state. And in order to do that, there's only one exercise or practice, if you want to call it so. It's called mind and body scan. You're literally scanning your body to understand how you feel and how your body reacts to those moments of pressure. During the game, when you're noticing that you're making mistakes, that your focus is somewhere else, you start thinking of negatives. In that moment, you have to pause for a second and do a quick body scan. Is your body shaking irregularly? Is your heartbeat going too fast? I know that in a game, when you're running up and down, it is normal for your heart rate to go higher. But during those moments when you are afraid of making mistakes, when you feel anxious, your heart rate is at the top rate, is excessively faster. How is your breathing? Can you control your breathing? So you do a quick body scan and also a quick mind scan. What sort of thoughts do you have? Are you focusing on not losing? Are you focusing on how good your opponents are playing? What is going on in your mind? And after you've done this quick mind and body scan, you have to practice specific breathing techniques paired with self-talk to bring your mind and your body in the right state to perform at your best. To be able to develop these skills, you have to practice them during your training and also with every single game that you're playing, no matter what performance you have in that game and no matter what the score it is. It is good that during every single game, you pause for a second and do a quick mind and body scan. Are you in the right state or are you in the fear and anxious state? And if you want to learn how you can develop this skill and how you can implement this in your training routine and also practice it with every single game, I have put together a 3-step guide that is for free and for you to start use it right now. If you want the free guide, click the link in the description and it's yours for free. And the third key moment is after the game. The only way to grow and develop your skills is by knowing which skills you need to work on. That being said, after every single game that you play, you have to analyze your performance. Only by analyzing your performance, you are able to discover your weaknesses and your strengths, and you can understand what skills you need to work on. That being said, what should you do after a game? Analyzing by asking yourself the following questions. First one, what went well and what you did to play well? This shows you your strengths, the things that you're doing well in a game, and you have to keep doing it with every single other game. And the second question that you need to ask yourself is, what didn't go well? What got you distracted? What affected your thinking, your mindset? What affected you making mistakes? At this section, you want to spend a little bit more time and get into details, because you have to think of that particular situation or taking every single situations that you had, that you made mistakes and you felt that your mindset or your body affected your performance. So you take every single situation and you describe it in detail. What was happening in that moment? What were your opponent doing in that moment? What was your team doing in that moment? What do you think that affected you? Was it the crowd that was shouting negative things at yourself? Was it your teammates that was saying different things to you? Was it just purely because you couldn't think clearly in those moments? What was it that was affecting you in that moment? And then what you need to do to change that? What skill you need to maybe build a new skill, to develop a new skill, or you need to keep working to get better at that skill. What would you do differently next time in your next game? And the bonus tip for you that takes absolutely no time to implement it is chewing gum. Yes, chewing a gum during the game. Multiple studies on pro footballers show that chewing a gum during the game actually helped them with focus, anxiety and fear management. And improving this automatically led to them performing much better under pressure during important games. Therefore, if there's one thing that you do in your following game, just grab a pack of chewing gum and start chewing the gum with every single game. And remember, if you want to play at your best under pressure and get more minutes in the game, the free guide that I mentioned earlier, it will help you do just that. Just grab it in the description. That's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.